Hello and welcome to my video on mobile web application development. My name's Nadine and I'll be showcasing 7 different apps that I've been creating as part of my coursework. Each of these has improved my skills in app development, user interface design, and backend integration. Let's start with app 1, the Cute Icons app. The wireframes for app 1 aimed for simplicity and interactivity. It features a screen with 4 spaces for character icons. Each icon, when clicked, could produce a sound. Again, this was to ensure that this was easy to use. When looking at the interface of this app, the primary function was to allow users to click on an icon from the Powerpuff team and then be able to see which one they've selected along with a sound related to that Powerpuff. This will now be demoed here. As you can see, each Powerpuff makes a different sound. Initially, when adding the sounds to go on above and beyond, this approach was quite difficult. It had overlapping sounds as there was no mechanism in place to stop the previous sound. As you can see on the main activity.java code, a reusable method was created to stop sound playback. Overall, this app was a great way to start and improve my understanding of adding sounds to an app. The wireframes for app 2 aimed on providing users with an easy platform to plan their trip. When designing these 2 wireframes, it was ensured that this selection of travel was simple and clear as seen on the screen. When looking at the actual interface of the app, it remains similar to the wireframes. There's information at the top of the screen for the user, where they're then able to select their mode of travel. In this case, we'll pick train. Once they've picked their mode of travel, a drop-down box is shown where they can pick their destination. In this case, we'll pick Bristol. The user can then click submit and they get a pop-up screen of what they've chosen. If the user wants to clear the screen, they can easily click clear and what they've previously selected will disappear. Again, making the user interface very easy to navigate. An attempt to go above and beyond was done here with the look and feel where the background screen is blue with the buttons being purple. One of the highlights from the main activity.java code is the submit button statement. Here, initially, there were some challenges because the code assumed that a mode of travel and a destination were always selected. If either was missing, the app would then crash. To improve this, there were validation checks added here, as you can see on the screen in that statement. And now moving on to app 3, the pizza ordering app. The 2 wireframes on the screen highlight how it focused on being intuitive. The actual developed interface remains very similar. As you can see on the screen, the user has a plain pizza base topping at the top. When they select topping, so in this case, cheese, a cheese topping appears, mushrooms, a mushroom topping appears, an extra cheese, another extra cheese topping appears. At the bottom, they can see their total price, and when they remove items, the price changes. If they'd like to clear their order, they can press this button here, and it removes everything. And then when they click order your pizza, they get a notification to say the pizza's on its way. One highlight from the main activity.java code is the update price method. It dynamically adjusts the total pizza base price based on the selected toppings, and it also updates the visibility of the corresponding topping messages. This is a highlight because the app responds immediately to the user input, so again, making it interactive and easy to use. The next app is the Catalog of Items app. This wireframe outlines a catalog browsing screen for different technology products. And the 2 buttons at the bottom, previous and next, makes it a simple way for the user to navigate through this list, which was a key design thought. The developed interface remains fairly similar. The only change that was made is that rather than having only the upcoming item in the list at the navigation panel at the bottom, it would showcase all of the items that are available in the catalog list. When they're ready to click onto the next item, they can click next, and this will take them to the next one. The user is also able to flick through each item at the bottom. One key highlight from the code was a listener for both the navigation buttons and when the user selects an image from the navigation button. This was done with a set on-click listener, and it was also done with most apps. This boosts the app's functionality In an attempt to go above and beyond, animations were sought to be added, although when trying to add this to the code, it created multiple errors. For example, there were compatibility issues. Some of the animations chosen had APIs that required a minimum API level. A lot of these were higher than the app's actual software, so this led to runtime errors and the app shutting down. This app was a great way to practice on-click listeners and also understand how to create a navigation-based app. Now let's move on to App 5, the Register and Login app. 3 wireframes were created to understand the user's journey. The wireframe for the first login screen was designed to have a clean, intuitive screen where users could easily and securely enter their details. The registration screen, which is the middle one, focused on ensuring that the layout was organized for a new user registering. The third wireframe was the welcome screen. This was designed to greet users after they've either logged in or registered. The interface remains similar. The user, if they already have an account, is able to type their username and password. The small link at the bottom of the screen allows the user to make an account and register if they don't have one. Here we can see that the second screen is very similar to the wireframe. The user has to input details into these fields, which we will do here. As you can see on the screen, it gave me the notification that the passwords do not match. This is because I did not type it in correctly. The correct password has now been put in, and we will now register. They are then given a welcome screen with the personalization of their name and their gender. They are then able to click the logout button to easily and securely log out. One particular highlight from the backend code is in the registerActivity.java code. Here, it was intended to ensure that there were minimum requirements for the passwords. This app was a great way in understanding how accurate messaging is important for a user, especially during a registration process, and ensuring that security is also being added and development to a registration and login app. Now let's move on to App 6, the Contacts app. 4 wireframes were designed before creating this app. The first wireframe is the contact list. This shows a simple and easy to use interface where the user can have a look through their list of saved contacts. The second wireframe is a new contact wireframe. This was designed to ensure that it was simple and easy for the user to add a new contact into their contacts list. Looking at the third wireframe, this is a filtered search wireframe. The final wireframe was designed to show what would happen when the user selects to call a contact. The actual interface developed remains very similar. The user is able to see a list of their saved contacts with their name, email, and image. When the user would like to filter their list of contacts, they're able to use the search bar at the top, as seen here. 2 contacts were shown based on what I put in the top search bar. When the user would like to actually call someone, they're able to click on their contact of choice. In this case, it's Michael Johnson. And then they're taken to this interface, which is when they can call the number. Error that occurred were that only 3 out of 6 profile images were appearing. When looking at the logcat, it seems that these images were either corrupted or in unsupported formats. To resolve this, I then downloaded new contact images for those affected ones, ensuring that they were in .png. This was re-imported into the drawable folder, and this issue disappeared. And now on to the final app, App 7, the reservation app. I decided to go with a hotel booking system. The actual interface remains similar. The user can scroll down to see what available options there are. In this example, we'll go for the Sunset Inn. The user is able to click the clear and bold reserve button. They are then able to select their dates of choice. Once that's complete, the user is given their confirmation booking with that pop-up screen at the bottom, along with it showing on the application. Once the user's finished, they can then hit close. One error that occurred when creating this app was originally USD prices were used. This was resolved by using an if statement in the confirmationActivity.java. This if statement ensured that when a $sign was shown, it would be replaced with a £sign. Overall, this app was a great way in understanding how a reservation system can be developed. In future, I plan to develop this app further, particularly for the user journey. I'd love to increase it by adding a login screen and a register screen, and also a payment method choice when selecting their hotel. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed.